Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, December 7th, 2023. Today we're going to recap the college basketball, NBA, and NHL from yesterday. Look ahead to today's games in each sport. We have Thursday Night Football tonight between the Patriots and the Steelers. We have soccer, news and notes, and best bet. We'll skip reality TV and we'll make sure to get it into either tomorrow's show or Monday's show. All right, college basketball is where we'll begin. We'll recap the busy window from yesterday and look ahead to a much smaller window for tonight. So, South Alabama over Mercer, 83-62. Texas Arlington over North Texas Dallas, 74-37. Penn over Fairleigh Dickinson Florham, 111-57. Morgan State over UMBC, 92-80. Wake over Rutgers, 76-57. LaSalle over Loyola, 62-61. Stony Brook over Stonehill, 81-63. Number 15, Miami over Long Island, 97-49. Maryland over Penn State, 81-75 in OT. Florida A&M over Presbyterian, 65-60. Colgate over VT Linden, 115-37. Davidson over Campbell, 62-50. Wofford over Gardner-Webb, 81-66. Central Michigan over Valpo, 71-67. Bryant over Siena, 67-51. Canisius over Robert Morris, 87-80. Vermont over Northeastern, 73-71. Temple over Bloomsburg, 85-55. Wagner over Coppin State, 62-59. NJIT over Fordham, 80-77. Youngstown State over Ohio, 78-72. Ball State over Detroit, 68-65. NC State over Maryland Eastern, 93-61. William & Mary over Old Dominion, 84-79. Duquesne over Marshall, 85-72. Hofstra over Iona, 62-57. Towson over UMass, 81-71. Sacred Heart loses to St. John's, 85-50. Toledo over Oakland, 69-68. Brown over Rhode Island, 67-64. Ohio State over Miami of Ohio, 84-64. Maine over BU, 74-65. St. Joe's over American, 63-53. Or 69-53. Fairfield over Yale, 75-71. Memphis over VCU, 85-80 in OT. UCF over Jacksonville, 92-54. Or 94-52. Niagara loses to St. Bonaventure, 94-60. Dartmouth over New Hampshire, 76-64. Southeast Missouri over Harstow, 95-45. Number 3, Houston over Rice, 75-39. Number 8, Marquette over number 12, Texas, 86-65. So the game I liked in college, potentially for best bet, lost. Number 24, Clemson over South Carolina, 72-67. Houston Christian over Southwest Adventist, 95-58. Texas Rio Grande over A&M Corpus Christi, 76-74. St. Thomas over Milwaukee, 75-71. San Fran over Vandy, 73-60. Western Illinois over Co., 80-58. Drake over St. Louis, 75-69. SIU Edwardsville over Green Bay, 78-69. Northern Iowa over Richmond, 78-73. Purdue Fort Wayne over Southern Indiana, 70-57. Northern Arizona over Abilene Christian, 78-76. Texas Tech over Omaha, 87-58. Illinois State over Northern Kentucky, 62-59. Belmont over Lipscomb, 72-71. Number 13, Colorado State over Denver, 90-80. Number 21, Texas A&M over DePaul, 89-64. New Mexico over Santa Barbara, 84-61. Minnesota over Nebraska, 76-65. Utah State over San Diego, 108-81. Nevada over UC Davis, 80-68. Pitt over West Virginia, 80-63. Long Beach State over Life Pacific, 88-66. Portland State over Lewis and Clark, 104-60. Arizona State over SMU, 76-74. Wazoo over UC Riverside, 86-49. Florida over Pepperdine, 60-55. Utah Tech over Cal Baptist, 72-69. UNLV Dayton, unfortunately, canceled due to the horrendous shootings out in Las Vegas. So thoughts and prayers to everybody in Vegas. Is terrible. All right, small window today. 11 a.m. Berea, Bellarmine skip. 12 noon, Russ Alabama skip. 7 o'clock, Volensburg, Delaware State skip. Eastern Kentucky, UNC, Greensboro. My line for this game is Greensboro by 2.5. And it is, let's see here. Greensboro by 7.5, total 145.5. I'll take Eastern Kentucky in the points. All right, you have Iowa State. So, Cyhawk On ESPNU, my line is Iowa State by 7.25, and it's 6.5 and 155.5. I'll take the over. Little Rock and Central Arkansas 7:30. My line is Little Rock by 5.5, and it's 7.5 and 158.5. I'll take Central in the points. 8 o'clock IUPUI in Eastern Illinois. My line's Eastern by 1/4, and it's 4.5 and 130.5. I'll take IUPUI plus the points. 8 o'clock, also Portland, North Dakota State. My line's North Dakota State by 1.5, and it's 2.5 and 149.5. I'll take the over. And Bethesda, Kelsey, Northridge at 10 o'clock. We can also skip. All right, now move on to the NBA. We will recap the results from yesterday, and then we have the in-season tournament semifinals to get into. Cavs over to Magic 121-111. Grizzlies over to Pistons 116-102. Sixers over to Wizards 131-126. Heat over to Raptors 112-103. So best bet lost. Nets over to Hawks 114-113. T-Wolves over to Spurs 102-94. Bulls over to Hornets 111-100. Rockets over to Thunder 110-101. Mavs over to Jazz 147-97. Warriors over to Blazers 110-106. Clippers over to Nuggets 111-102. All right, the Eastern Conference semifinals. So I meant really the semifinal in the Eastern Conference. That's how it's worded on ESPN. Pacers, Bucks. I think this is where they do the announcer mix-up. And Mike Breen is going to be calling the game with Reggie Miller. And Kevin Harlan is going to be calling the game with Doc Rivers. I think that's how it's going to go. And Doris Burke. So I don't know if the analysts are switching or the play-by-play guys are switching. So we'll see. So Pacers Bucks 5 o'clock on ESPN. My line here is Bucks by 5 3/4, so 247 and a tenth. I've never projected a total that high, but here we are, and it's 5.5 and 255. Woof, under. And at 9 o'clock on TNT and True TV, Pelicans, Lakers. My line's Lakers 3 3/4, total 226 and 3/5, and it's 2 and 230. Another under. I think that we'll see some defense in this game. The Pelicans' defense has been actually solid this year. And the Laker game from the other night was not high scoring either, so I like the under in that game as well. Now move on to the NHL. We'll recap the small slate from yesterday, and I believe tonight's a larger window. Lightning over to Penguins 3-1. Panthers over to Stars 5-4. Golden Knights over to Blues 6-3. And the Oilers over to Hurricanes 6-1. Yep, large window tonight. A lot of games. 7 o'clock, Sabres Bruins from TD Garden. Boston's minus 265. Sabres are plus 215. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 106. Unders minus 130. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 115. Bruins minus 1.5 is minus 104. I'm going to lay the puck line with the Bruins. Kings Habs. Kings minus 220. Habs plus 180. Over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Kings minus 1.5 is plus 108. Habs plus 1.5 is minus 130. I'm going to take the over. Leafs Sens. Leafs minus 134. Sens plus 112. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 140. Unders plus 114. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 172. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 10. I'm going to take the Senators outright plus 112. I like what I saw against the Rangers. Sharks Red Wings. Red Wings minus 285. Sharks plus 230. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 102. Red Wings minus 1.5 is minus 118. The Sharks are playing better since starting 0-4 on the season. But that doesn't mean crap when it comes to picks. So, for this one, I am going to take the Sharks, not the win outright, but the cover 1.5. So plus 1.5, minus 102. 7:30, Blue Jackets Islanders. Isles minus 196. Blue Jackets plus 162. Over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Jackets plus 1.5 is minus 146. Isles minus 1.5 is plus 122. That's a tough one. But I'm going to go with under 2.5 Columbus goals at minus 106. 8 o'clock, ESPN, Stars Capitals. Stars minus 146, Caps plus 122, over under 5.5, overs minus 134, unders plus 110. Stars minus 1.5 is plus 164, Caps plus 1.5 is minus 200. I like the under, but I don't feel strong about it. Lightning Preds. Preds minus 120, Lightning even money, over under 6.5, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Bolts plus 1.5 is minus 235, Preds minus 1.5 is plus 190. I like the under too. 8:30 Ducks Blackhawks. Ducks minus 118, Blackhawks minus 102, over under 6.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Ducks minus 1.5 is plus 190, Blackhawks plus 1.5 is minus 235. I like the over. 9 o'clock Jets Avs. Avs minus 144, Jets plus 120, over under 6.5, overs plus 112, unders minus 138. Jets plus 1.5 is minus 205, Avs minus 1.5 is plus 168. Over at plus money, love it. Canes Flames. Canes minus 120, Flames even money, over under 6.5, overs plus 108, unders minus 132. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 190, Flames plus 1.5 is minus 235. I like the over plus money here as well. Flyers Coyotes. Coyotes minus 120, Flyers even money, over under 6.5, overs plus 114, unders minus 140. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 250, Coyotes minus 1.5 is plus 202. I like the Flyers outright even money. They're playing good hockey. Wild Canucks at 10. Canucks minus 130, Wild plus 108, over under 6.5, overs minus 104, unders minus 114. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 215, Canucks minus 1.5 is plus 176. I like the over. And 10:30 on ESPN, you have the Devils and the Kraken. Devils minus 144, Kraken plus 118, over under 6.5, minus 110 each way. Devils minus 1.5 is plus 168. Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 205. I like the over there, too. There's a lot of overs I like tonight. All right, Thursday Night Football. As we have TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Sorry, guys, I had to do it. Just like how Amazon had it. So, for this game, my projections here: Steelers 7.5, total 34 3/10. No Reef, no Stevenson. That could change if Mac Jones doesn't play. It might go to 10.5 because it might be Bailey Zappi, and as we know, he's terrible. And absolutely terrible. And really doesn't say who's supposed to start. I would go back to Mac Jones personally. So we'll see who starts for the Patriots. Meanwhile, it's Mitch Trubisky for Pittsburgh. It's 6-30.5. I'll take the over. The under is so or the total is really low. But if we knew for sure who was starting at quarterback, I would think about laying the 6 points with Pittsburgh because of the edge I would have. But here I'm taking the over for my pick for the game because the total's so low. Because you never know. It could be a defensive touchdown. It could be a special teams touchdown. Or whatever that we might not expect in the game. I think the Steelers win. But my podcast pick is going to be over 30.5. Okay, now move on to soccer. We will go over notable results from yesterday. And we'll look ahead to everything going on today. We'll start in Copa del Rey. 80 Alcoran and FC Cartagena. 0-0 draw, but Cartagena advances 5-4 on penalties. Tenerife over Deportivo 3-2 in additional extra time. Huesca over Antequera CF 2-0. Rayo over Yaclano 2-0. Barbastro over Almeria 1-0. Real Sociedad over Andrax 1-0. Salamanca over Sporting 2-0. Alaves over Terrassa 1-0. Burgos over Artenero 3-1. Malaga over Eldense 1-0. Morbida over Levante 1-0. Lugo over Mirandas 2-0. Mallorca over Yugas 3-0. Betis over Villanovese 2-1. Las Palmas over CD Tudelano 2-1 in additional extra time. And Sevilla over Astorga 2-0. All right, today's games. Arandina Cadiz at 1, 2 o'clock Racing Ferro and Leganes. Linares and Elche. Melilla and Eibar. 3 o'clock Cayon and Athletic. Orihuela and Girona. And Sestao and Celta Vigo. Closes out the second round of Copa del Rey. Liga MX from yesterday. America over Athletic San Luis 5-0 in the first leg. And then today we have at 10 o'clock UNAM and Tigres. So that is the 3-4 in Liga in the playoffs. UNAM plus 140, Tigres plus 190, draw plus 220. These two teams are very close. I like the draw plus 220 for that game. French League 1, Marseille over Lyon 3-0. And then today at 2:30 at Brest and Strasbourg. Brest is 7th and Strasbourg's 15th. Brest is minus 135, Strasbourg's plus 380, draw plus 250. For this one, we're going to go over 2.5 goals at plus 112. Premier League, Brighton over Brentford 2-1, Bournemouth over Crystal Palace 2-0, Fulham over Nottingham Forest 5-0, Liverpool over Sheffield United 2-0, Aston Villa over Man City 1-0, and Man United over Chelsea 2-1. All right, 2:30 today, you have Everton and Newcastle. One team is way better than the other. Newcastle plus 135, Everton 2-1, draw plus 230. Going Everton. Or, I'm sorry, Newcastle plus 135. I can't believe I almost said Everton. Yikes. 3:15, Tottenham and West Ham. Tottenham's in 5th. West Ham is in 9th. Tottenham's minus 140 at home. West Ham's plus 350. The draw's plus 320. Tottenham should win. I like over 3.5 goals at plus 138. We have Saudi Pro League today, 10 o'clock. You have Al Hazm and Al Fateh. So I'm going to try to pull up Saudi Pro League. I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find the Saudi Pro League games. And then Tamak and El Idiad, and 1 o'clock if Al Shabab and El Etafak. Dutch Eredivisie today too. That's interesting. And we had results from yesterday. NEC over AZ Alkmaar 2-1 and Ajax over RKC Waldwick 3-2. We forgot to even do Eredivisie yesterday. Oh well. All right, today 12:45 we have PSV and Heerenveen. PSV's running away with the league, and Heerenveen is in the middle of the pack. PSV's minus 850. Heerenveen's 13-1. The draw is 7-1. I'm going under 3.5 goals, minus 108. 3 o'clock, Feyenoord and FC Volendam. Feyenoord's in second, and Volendam is at the bottom of the league. Feyenoord minus 4,000. Volendam 35-1. The draw is 15-1. For this one, I'm going to go under 4.5 goals at minus 118. That is a lot. So, I'm just double checking to see if there's any soccer we missed. Europa League yesterday, Villarreal and Maccabi Haifa 0-0 draw. All right, so that's it for the notable soccer. Now I'll move on to the news and notes for today. The big story yesterday is that the Yankees did the Juan Soto trade. We did an emergency show on that last night. And you guys know how I feel about this. This is a move the Yankees had to make. And the Yankees dropped a hype video after the trade. And the funniest social media thing is that they trolled John Heyman and said John Soto, which was really funny. And this was on the 1-year anniversary, which was yesterday, of the infamous arson judge tweet from John Heyman. So really clever of the Yankees to do that. The Yankees are to meet with Yamamoto on Monday. The Yankees looks like they're going to keep Alex Verdugo. And the reason why the Soto trade was so late in terms of when it was announced official is that the Padres were reviewing medicals and information, which was holding up the deal. Another big signing in Major League Baseball is Eduardo Rodriguez. He signs with the Diamondbacks, 4 years, $80 million. That is an interesting signing. They improved their rotation after going to the World Series last year. So they have him with Zach Gallen. We talked about that a little on the last night's show as well. And it was down to the Diamondbacks and the Reds for Rodriguez. We talked about the Orioles signing Craig Kimbrell on yesterday's show. We talked about Jake Cronenworth being in trade rumors too. Jock Peterson had people speculate about him signing with the Phillies, as he made an Instagram post with the Philly Fanatic. And the Phillies have not spoke to Peterson despite the Instagram post. Steve Cohen flew to Japan last week to speak with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We'll see who ends up signing him, because I think the Yankees are all in too. The L2M report states that Austin Reaves recovered the ball before the timeout was rewarded. We talked about that yesterday on the show, that controversial timeout. Adam Silver talks about Chris Paul and Scott Foster. He says, you both have to go out and do your jobs. I mean, he's not wrong. The Reds signed Heimer Candelario pending physical, so a nice signing for Cincinnati. Zach LaVine out 3 to 4 more weeks as he needs additional time to treat foot inflammation. Bradley Beal may play within the next 10 days as he will have back injury reevaluated later in the week. So that's good news for them. The New York Knicks are monitoring the trade market as they keep eyes out for star player they can go all in for. That's according to Shams. I mean, that's what they've been doing for a long time now. And they know that Julius Randle or Jalen Brunson cannot be the best player on the team that can win a championship. Maybe the second best player if you're Brunson. But the question is, who's there to be traded for this year? It's not Zach LaVine. Like, he wouldn't be the best player on a title team. Neither would Alex Caruso. That guy is not really available right now, unfortunately. And I don't think Donovan Mitchell would be the answer either. Devin Booker went straight to Instagram after the Laker loss about that controversial call we just talked about. Caitlin Clark makes history as she's the first D1 player with 3,000 points, 750 rebounds, and 750 assists. That's just incredible of an accomplishment. So good for Caitlin Clark. Dylan Harper picked Rutgers over Duke, Kansas, among others. So that is wonderful news for Rutgers basketball. And then his brother, Ron Harper Jr., was really excited. And then Rutgers has a great recruiting class coming into next year. So that's going to be a top 25 team and, dare I say it, a title contender next year. And then Dylan Harper calls Ace Bailey as he couldn't contain excitement about being teammates at Rutgers. Travis Hunter wins the Versatility Award for college football as he takes home the Paul Harong Award for the most versatile player in the sport. Good for him. The Bills could play Von Miller as Brandon Beane doesn't expect Miller to be put on the commissioner's exempt list after domestic violence allegation. That's going to be a distraction. Mike McCarthy is expected to coach on Sunday night against the Eagles after being diagnosed with acute appendicitis. That's a little crazy. Hopefully McCarthy's okay. The Jets to start Zach Wilson again against the Texans. I mean, he's the best one of the three. I mean, did he deserve his benching? Yes. But he got his job back because of how bad the other two quarterbacks were. The 49ers are also interested in Zach Ertz as he may wait until next week to decide. I think the Ravens need to sign him because Mark Andrews might be out for the year. They have to get him. It looks like Najee Harris will play tonight against the Patriots despite being listed as questionable. Panthers tight end Hayden Hurst diagnosed with PTA after the hit against the Bears. Back at practice today as limited participant. Wow. Hopefully Hayden's okay. And then Patrick Kane will make his Red Wings debut tonight against the Sharks. And then Kevin McCarthy, the former House Speaker, ousted by hard right members in October, will leave Congress at the end of the year. That's not surprising. He was ousted by people of his own party. So now they have to find some replacement here. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. Really glad that this podcast went nice, smooth, and short today. So for best bet, I'm gonna go to soccer. There's a short favorite I liked, and I'm gonna lay a quarter unit on it. And that, my friends, will be Newcastle at plus 135 against Everton. Quarter unit. We'll see if that one comes through. So, again, best bet, Newcastle plus 135 against Everton in the EPL. So that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow with a much larger show, obviously. So we're looking forward to that. Have a great day, everyone.